Good evening, folks. I'm T.S. This is the simulcast up and running now for January the 17th, 1995. Welcome back, everybody. You know, it dawned on us here about 2 minutes ago that we should have had a look-alike for Tom Jones to run through the studio, you know, where we could, because Dave had him on 28 times tonight, just say, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Jones. But since we only had 2 minutes, guess what? We ain't got it. Fran Drescher is on this program tonight. She is the Nanny on the CBS television network, and a bit later on, we'll find out why they call Washington columnist James Warren the renegade reporter in Washington, D.C. We've had no meetings today, no sweat meetings, no wire meetings. There are only two things, you know, that I'm still a little confused about, and if you think I look a little nettled from time to time, here's what's going on. Most of you, well, that's not quite true. Some of you are watching this program as we do it. And in other studios in the building, we would call that a live television program. But in this studio, we call it a television program done as you see it. It's a little confusing, you know, to do a live show and they say to you, don't use the word live. It's a little tough. And the other one is I finally figured out what time we're off the air. It is 1:36:59. Wouldn't you think they could just say 1:37? I mean, is there a guy somewhere back at CBS who says, we want Snyder off at 1:36:59? You wonder what goes through their minds. Anyway, welcome to everybody who's listening tonight on CBS Radio Coast to Coast. We had a great night last night. Gary Shandling was here, and he went downstairs with me to CBS Radio, which, by the way, is exactly as Mr. Paley built it in 1932. And we spent some time with all the folks on radio last night, and we plan to do that again tonight. As a matter of fact, a little bit later on, the radio people ran a great ad today with a picture of Elliot Forrest in the USA Today, and I'll show that to you before we go on radio later on. Also, may I just say here, if you have a cellular phone in your car, if you carry one in your briefcase, I'm warning you here. They now have a device they sell at radio stores around America where people can buy this thing and take the device home and listen to you on your cellular phone. So be careful what you say. I recall some years ago I was courting a fair lady in New York City while living in California, and I used to make telephone calls to her from my car phone on the way home from NBC at night. And occasionally these telephone calls got extremely personal. And I walked into the newsroom the next day and the fellow says to me, he says, do you know a lady in Jessica named? Or do you know a lady in New York? Gee, I wasn't going to say her name and I blew it. Oh my God, I'm sorry, hon. So I don't even have to tell the rest of the story. I've blown myself up. Anyway, the guy said, do you know a lady in New York named? Strike that name. I want that name erased from the West Coast feed. It'll cost me millions. So I said, yes, I do. He said, you should know that your phone... Boy, I'm sweating on that one, I'll tell you. Wow. And let me tell you, that's one to sweat. I said, yes, I do. He said, you might want to know that people with a shortwave radio can pick up all car telephone conversations, and I had the phone taken out of the car immediately. If you've got a cell phone, please watch what you say. Back with Fran Drescher, who seldom does after these messages. Jeez, man, what a night. It's live.
We think the new Chevy S-Series ZR2 extended cab is kind of like a good friend. Okay, so it's more like a push to the front of the line, stay out of my way, give me all your lunch money because I'm bigger than you and I always will be, and don't you forget it kind of friend. The new ZR2 extended cab. So, who are we having for lunch?
This bowl has no automatic toilet cleaner. This one has Clorox automatic toilet cleaner. Drop it in your tank. It's like cleaning with the power of Clorox bleach every time you flush. Which would you choose? Clorox automatic.
At my school, you can't make mistakes. I get hungry, I reach for Snickers.
Roasted peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel. Snickers satisfies.
Intermission, the show that asks, how much do you really know about the silver screen?
Brought to you by the makers of Robitussin, recommended by doctors, pharmacists, and Dr. Mom.
Daniel David Kaminsky dropped out of school at 13 to become one of Hollywood's zaniest celebrities. Who is he? On our 10-point scale, this question has a difficulty rating of 6.
Finally, I was soloist instead of my sister Patty. What a time for a cough. Patty gave me Robitussin cough drops. They work fast, and those vapors. Thanks to Robitussin, I made my sister proud.
Robitussin, cough drops from the cough experts.
Our oldest was in the playoffs, and I had a terrible cold.
So I picked up Robitussin Liquid Gel's cold formulas.
Boy, did they work. Because of Robitussin, I got to watch Terry make the play of the game.
Robitussin liquid gels. Discover Robitussin relief for your cold.
Along with a special Oscar for his humanitarian efforts, Danny Kaye has won the hearts of millions of fans.
We can't start over, can we? No. One of television's hottest stars, Fran Drescher, regales audiences with her work on the hit CBS series weekly called The Nanny. And like the character she plays, Fran knows what she wants and works pretty darn hard to get it, and I thank her for coming over late at night here at CBS.
Oh, my pleasure.
Your show is hysterical, and so are you, and thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh.
This whole thing arose out of a conversation you had on an airplane after you left another television show.
Right, yeah. Well, I didn't leave, actually. They canceled it. And so
Same thing. You leave,
I was kind of asked to leave.
Yeah.
Would you vacate your dressing room? You're off the
How
air.
long before you were canceled did you know that it was going off?
You know, I had no idea that it was going off. It really came as a shock to all the women on the show. And it's funny because the night that we were put on this kind of bogus hiatus and they said, we're probably, you know, we will come back, I said to the girls, as soon as we're standing here, it's over.
Yeah.
We'll read my lips.
Yeah.
And of course it was. And then by Thanksgiving, I called it Black Thanksgiving because that was when we got the official call that...
Right. But then you had to do shows knowing that you were not going to the Super Bowl.
No, we were gone. They didn't bring us back. We never went back to work after that.
Oh, so you didn't have to do any after cancellation. See, the tough part is when you get canceled, as we did some years ago, and then you have to keep it going for 4 months, and you know that as good as you play, you're not going to go to the World Series. That's very tough to do.
You never really get that in sitcom, though, actually. You don't get that kind of advance notice. You're working, and sometimes they'll order like 4 more shows if you're flailing or something. I mean, I say, you know, with a lot of appreciation that our show is really doing well, and I feel with confidence that we'll be coming back for next season without a doubt.
Yeah, right.
So it's a very luxurious place to be. But really, they string you along, and you never really know. And we didn't know. We didn't know there was trouble in paradise. And that was really my incentive for wanting to become a producer. I mean, I always thought I would end up doing this, but after that experience, that was when I said to my husband, you know, if we don't get on the inside fast, I'm out of here, because there's no money in the world that, you know, can keep you infantile. It's very frustrating for me.
You said to your husband, we, which indicates that you and he are a team who work very closely together, understand exactly where you want to go, and do exactly what you want to do, correct?
We are, yes, we are. We've been together since we were 15. So, you know, we've kind of shaped ourselves as adults together, made choices that accommodated the relationship, and always wanted to be in a position where we would produce and develop our own shows and write them. And so, you know, it just, now we're doing it.
And have some control over your own destiny in the public eye. So now we can get on the airplane with a CBS executive or a TV executive or producer, and you've left, Princesses has been canceled, and you and he strike
I was free. My husband was working with Dan Aykroyd.
It took forever to get to this, but
I know. Well, there was a little, you know, beforehand.
Yeah.
But so I decided to go visit my girlfriend, who invited me to visit their vineyard in the south of France. And I cashed in my mileage to go fly first class because I was flying by myself. And this was like a whole exercise in trying to be a little less... Well, I have a codependent relationship with Peter because we've been together so long. I never like to do anything by myself.
Right.
And so this was, you know, I was going out by myself all the way to Europe. And so I'm sitting in first class in the only chair that's by itself.
Oh, the one in the middle.
Right, just in the middle. And everything else is like a chevron towards the pilot. And who comes across me but this guy that I totally recognize as being the president of the network. Of course, now Peter Reis is the president, but at the time it was Jeff Sagansky.
Right.
And he's putting his luggage in.
Where's Jeff now? Do we know?
Yeah, he's one of the heads of Sony Pictures.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so which is very convenient because that's my studio.
Yeah, how convenient.
So yeah, it is. It's nice. I'm really glad that he's still in my life because I think that he's an amazing talent and he the same of me. So
I don't know if I'd want to sit in front of you at a comedy movie,
I know. Well, in front, it's okay. In back, you got a problem. My hands sometimes can get large.
But it's nice that you at least realize that you're making people behind you.
I'm an open book. I don't,
That's why I like you so much,
Oh, well, thank you.
I feel like I'm in New York at a deli having a conversation with a pal tonight. So anyway, you and Sagansky are on up in first class going to Europe.
Right. We're on our way to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. And I say, Jeff, and he says, Fran, and I say, thank you, Lord, and I ran into the bathroom to put some makeup on. And, I'm like in this little bathroom trying to put my makeup on, and my chest and my heart is going like this, and all I'm repeating to myself is carpe diem, seize the day, because I figured, which I learned from watching that Dead Poets Society movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice that of all the things they did in that picture, you would recall that one scene. Yeah.
Exactly. And look how it helped me.
Yeah.
It gave me the courage to seize the moment because, I'd hate to have missed an opportunity like this because I got shy or, in that moment. So he doesn't want to talk
Fran,
business
you
now.
Couldn't get shy anywhere in the world.
You have to forge ahead. You can't, you can't be scared of rejection. So when I got out of the bathroom, he was over at the stewardess's station, so it was perfect because he was not in his seat. Maybe he was waiting for me to come out.
What was he doing over?
I never thought about that.
The stewardess's station.
Yeah, I think he was
I've heard
waiting
about these TV guys, yeah.
He was chatting with the stewardesses. He was making himself a cup of coffee. I mean, his wife was already asleep. She must have taken, 2 Dalmains and was out on something. But so
anyway,
I
you pitched him the show.
Him. I really didn't pitch him the show. I pitched him the idea that my husband and I are the ones to write and produce my show. And because he thought, I'll go up on other pilots. There's plenty of people that are coming in with shows. He'll find me something. And he was kind of obligated to find me something because I had that kind of a deal that I had to get another pilot through them.
Gotcha.
But I said, no one is going to come up.
So to move it along before the commercial comes, we get this done, just to kind of move it along a little bit. Not that I don't love every hour.
By the end of the trip, he said, we'll meet in Los Angeles. You'll pitch me your ideas.
Okay.
And on the second leg of my journey, I was visiting Twiggy, the one and only, in London with her husband, Lee Lawson, and their 2 teenage children. And I'll tell you, I felt so funny in that environment with all of them. I was really kind of like a bull in a china shop. I called my husband and I said, what do you think about a spin on The Sound of Music? Only instead of Julie Andrews, I'd come to the door. And he has a sixth sense for this. He said right away, that could be it. Let's develop it as soon as you get back. And that was the show that we pitched to Jeff's team, Tim Flack and Joe Voce.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
We're with Fran Drescher, the Nanny on CBS. You can join us.
Herstory, we should really say.
That's true, herstory. Yeah. I'll tell you the story about that when we come back.
Okay.
All right? In fact, I'll tell you now. Do we have to go right this? No. We do? Thank you very kindly. Barbara Walters was hosting The Tonight Show years and years ago. I said, the feminist movement was just starting up. I said, why do they call it history? It should be herstory. Why do they call it Manhattan? It should be Person-hattan. Why do they call it a hysterectomy? It should be a hurterectomy. And she went out with that material, and she died. They all sat there in the seats, deafening silence, yeah. We're with Fran Drescher, the Nanny on CBS. You can join us on the toll-free here at 800-95-CBS-TV. I'm Tom. This is the Tuesday night, early Wednesday simulcast, and we'll be right back after these messages.
She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the Nanny. Who would have guessed that?
Have you ever had a classmate who's thousands of miles away?
Yes. Hello, I'm calling about the touch-up feature.
Conducted business in a language you don't understand. Or kept an eye on your home when you're not at home. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
How fast can you begin to feel relief from a cold? Depends. How fast can you open a Hall's with vapor action? Hall's vapor action means instant action. Only from the halls of medicine.
Introducing the only candy made with the refreshing tart and sweet taste of ocean spray. All natural fruit waves when you're thirsty for a great candy.
Get live with CBS on Prodigy, the nation's most popular online service. Go behind the scenes of The Late Late Show with Tom Snyder. Talk with Tom and his guests online. Tell us what you think. Get program information. Even take a special Tom Snyder trivia quiz. To order Prodigy, call 1-800-PRODIGY and ask for the CBS offer today.
Nature's purest water, but one thing makes it different.
You're all horny.
And the gals of Sicily love it.
Yeah, Flash, you look good.
Take a sip on the wild side, Northern Wednesday.
I want to know about meeting that special someone.
Sorry, can't help you there.
I want to know more about a diet I can live with.
No way, not in this commercial.
I want to know more about Rogaine.
Rogaine with minoxidil?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Just call this number now for a free information kit on Rogaine topical solution. It could help answer your questions because it's filled with all kinds of facts about Rogaine. And because you need a prescription to get Rogaine, we'll send you a list of local doctors and special money-saving offers to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you.
But I want to know right now.
We'll mail it to you today. So what are you waiting for? Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-800-317-2255.
Hey, Jim Daly, what's with the outfit?
Getting ready for Metro Toyota Super Bowl sale. We're kicking off the new year with Super Bowl size savings. 95 Camrys, 0 down on only $289 per month with full power. 95 Corollas, up to $1,800 off. Nobody can beat these deals.
Sounds great, but why the outfit?
My only defense against a mob like this coming in for this sale.
Metro Toyota Super Bowl sale. But please, go easy on Jim.
We're back with Fran Drescher on the toll-free. Here is Ann in Philadelphia. Hello.
Hello, Tom. Good evening.
Good evening.
All your Philly fans are welcome to Doctor.
Thank you very kindly. I appreciate that. Say hi to Fran Drescher. She's right here.
Hello, Fran.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I wanted to ask you, at what point did you realize that your voice was going to be an asset in this career?
Well, I think that my husband always made me realize that that was a big, actually, asset for me and something that was going to help catapult me towards celebrity. There were lean years as an actress that, you know, my manager and agents really urged me to take diction and speech
What, to change
classes,
it and get rid of the accent
so
and
that,
everything?
yeah, I can speak a little more generically.
Could you, if asked, drop the accent? As a trained actress, could you just drop it and be done with it?
You know, it would be very, what I found very difficult doing, I mean, yeah, I was taught technically, I speak in a low, slow flow dialect.
Wow.
And I was taught technically how to do that, but I don't know how to have my personality.
Why don't we do a segment with that one?
Because I wouldn't be funny.
No, you wouldn't be Fran,
that
right.
would be, you know, and there lies the rub. I was like, technically perfect, but boring.
Yeah. Hey, I know the feeling. When it's technically perfect, it's boring. Yeah. Ann, how do you think that her Flushing, Queens accent differs from, let's say, the Philadelphia accent?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a refugee from South Philadelphia, and I worked so hard to make it to almost to Chicago talk.
Oh, don't do that. Say Baltimore for me.
I know, but I like to eat. I hate to starve.
Okay. I'm glad you called, Ann. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Shall we mention that you are on the cover currently of Elle magazine?
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm very, very excited about that. I feel quite honored to have the distinction of being only the second celebrity to ever grace the cover in 10 years.
The first being?
Kim Basinger.
Well, you're in very good company there. Wow.
That's the way I feel, and I'm very happy with the way it looks. And, you know, people, it's on the stands now.
Right.
It's the February issue.
It's on the back there. Oh, that's a no-no. But your gift cartons, well, no. Would there be like an article in here?
Yeah, there's a whole article in there. I don't know. Let me look at mine.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you don't care?
Well, no, look. It's not that I don't care. It's
you don't want to know.
It's that reading magazines on television is technically perfect.
It's true. It's true. Now, there's a pretty picture, but all right. We don't
look
have
it up
to
here.
see
Here
it.
comes Phyllis in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Phyllis. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Say hi to Fran. She's right here.
Hi, Fran. How are you?
Hi, Phyllis. I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Well, Fran, you know, I wanted to ask you, I heard that you're running a crouton business. What gave you the idea to start it?
Well, you know, it was several years ago. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. There was a major writer strike here in our industry.
Right,
and,
the writer strike of 86,
nobody was working. And, you know, nobody no actors were working. Nothing was in production. And so I decided then, I felt, you know, very handicapped that, I mean, I went on unemployment and I said, you know, I don't want to be 40 years old and still...
What do you get on what do they give you on unemployment, or did they then?
I think that I think that I used to get like, I don't know, $3.50 every 2 weeks or something like that.
You're kidding me.
Is that bad or good?
Where would you go to get this?
They mail it to you.
What are we coming in here for? I can get by. What's that, $175 a week? I've worked for less.
I know.
Anyway, so
but
the writers...
It comes out.
Yeah.
You know, you have to pay it. It is your insurance.
So anyway, it's the writer's strike, and you're not working. The question being the motivation.
51,
page 51, the motivation for the crouton company.
Yes, and
by the way,
always wanted to manufacture, you know, some of my recipes. It was just a question of when, and I thought I would become famous first, but I didn't wait because I wanted to have something else to do.
What's dawned on me as I've visited various restaurants around the country is most croutons stink. You know, this country is in dire need of a better crouton.
Oh, I know. We came in just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and Phyllis out there in Mount Laurel, it's really funny you should mention it.
Yeah, and he said that he's going to give all the callers.
Every caller tonight gets a bag free from Fran and me. We'll send them out in the mail.
Well, Fran, I wish you a lot of luck and success, and you're very beautiful, and you're very funny.
Thank
you. And we love your show.
Oh, thank you. I so appreciate that. Thanks for watching.
That's okay. Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Before I go, I just have to let you know that I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
Thank you.
And I really think you're a fox.
Thank you, Phyllis.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Put it out of your mind, Phyllis. Jeez. And keep her on hold and get her address. We'll send her a bag. We still don't know why you started these.
You know, I thought that I would get involved in the food business because in lieu of being totally dependent on being an actress, because it was obvious to me that it wasn't only my guild that I had to be responsible for, but it was also many other guilds that affected whether or not I would work. So this was one recipe. I used to make croutons at home, and people would walk right past the cookie jar and go straight to the crouton jar.
Very good.
And they're made cholesterol-free, and they're made with Dijon mustard and tarragon.
Very good, by the way.
They're baked, not fried.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
They'd be good in soup, like
delicious in soups,
yeah. Good
as a snack, great in salads. And it was a really worthwhile, I mean, it's been a great ride because launching this business is like going to business school, graduate school. And I learned so much about and honed my management skills for the position that I'm in now.
In the grocery store, where on the shelves are these? It's very important that these be at eyesight, you know, so that when people go by, they look and say, oh, yeah, that'd be...
You know, the thing is, in different groceries put it in different places. It could end up in the produce department. It could end up on the Pioneer French bakery wrap.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because there are bread suppliers, and they're who actually manufacture the croutons for us now.
I got you.
Or they can be on the shelf with the other croutons. But, you know, they float.
I could talk to you for hours. I really thank you for coming by tonight. You're terrific, and I hope you'll come back and see us, okay?
I certainly shall, and congratulations, and welcome to CBS.
Thank you very kindly. Appreciate it. Fran Drescher, folks. She's on the Nanny, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central Mondays on the CBS television network. I asked if we had a clip, and stage manager Mark said no. Fran said, I thought we brought a clip. It's the kind of stuff that
Because they asked me today, is it okay, the clip that we chose? And I said, did Peter pick the clip? And she said, yeah. And I said, then it's okay. Because he picks good clips, but I don't know. You had the cartoon. But maybe somebody didn't want to put the time on.
You see, Fran, we can't give you the cover of Elle magazine and
I don't mind. We just showed the cartoon.
And the crouton.
I didn't say a word. You have a guilty conscience.
I'm guilty about everything.
You brought it up.
I want it to be perfect, as long as it's not technically perfect or correct. Fran Drescher on the Nanny. We'll be right back with the Graffiti Bounty Hunter. You won't see this guy on any other show. We'll find out why after these messages. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Gotta get some rest. Tomorrow I'm pitching the coup computer account.
Me too. We're competitors.
Sorry, pal. I hear we've got the inside track. Well, get that rest. I will.
His stuff will do nothing for his cough.
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine.
I recently joined AT&T for their basic service. Then I decided to analyze what I was paying for long distance. So I lay down there and I said to myself, Joyce, yes, why are you paying America's highest rate to AT&T when you could save 25% on every call by joining MCI's new friends and family? So I took my advice and joined. Then I said, thanks, Joyce, and you're welcome. But call me Dr. Brothers.
New friends and family. When you spend just $10 a month, you save 25% on every call.
These messengers deliver anything.
Please hurry, my wife is ovulating.
And on Double Rush, anything goes.
These guys are about to enter up swim meet.
You're trying to have a baby.
Then,
I want you to go out and do something outrageous.
what do you think of the new Nadine?
Dear Lord, she looks like Times Square Barbie.
Double Rush and Love and War, Wednesday.
Mountie Benton Fraser is committed.
Do you have anyone who can vouch for you here?
Well, yes, there's my wolf. And he's tracking an asylum assassin on an all-new Due South Thursday.
Here is the most outstanding collection of contemporary love songs. Feel the Love, with 40 great hits.
Wherever you go, I'll be with you. We belong to the light, we belong to the love. Because I love you. It's like being lost in heaven.
Feel the Love brings you 40 truly passionate songs by today's most popular artists.
I need you now. My love for you, love will lead you back, and I'm gonna keep on loving you. What did I say?
Feel the Love. 40 hits on 3 cassettes or 3 CDs. Here's how to order.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-980-7733. Or send $19.95 for 3 cassettes or $26.95 for 3 compact discs. Plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Feel the Love, P.O. Box 7400, Department R, Libertyville, Illinois, 60048.
Order anything here at the cafe, and you'll be assured of one thing. Light-tasting, delicious food. Because I'm cooking with something new. Crisco Natural Blend. A blend of pure canola and vegetable oils that reflects today's light living. With only 1 gram of saturated fat. I thought the leading blend was light. But this is lighter in color and taste. So bring in a healthy appetite. And remember, light taste is your order of the day.
Crisco Natural Blend. Because cooks who know, trust Crisco.
What the hell? It's 1:07 in the morning. Let's not go crazy, you know. Tomorrow, fired Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders in her first network interview since leaving office, and conservative radio talk show host Ken Hamblin will be on the program. Joining us now here in Southern California is a man who picked a hell of a way to make money. He videotapes graffiti vandals in the act so he could collect the money as reward. It worked out okay for a while, though, until gang members shot up his apartment. Meet the graffiti bounty hunter, Gary Reis. Gary, thanks for coming on this program.
Thank you very much, Tom.
You hate graffiti.
Yes, I hate it very, very much.
It makes you nuts.
It makes me very angry.
And because for every time you tip off the police and they're able to pick up somebody with graffiti, you get $500.
Not that easy. It's a very complicated process.
All right.
I wish it was that easy.
I want you to take me through it, but let me ask you a question. I hold in my hand here a can of John Deere green, right, which most people would use to paint lawn chairs. When you hear this sound...
What do I do?
What do you do?
Okay, whatever I'm doing, if I'm sleeping or if I'm watching TV or the radio, and I hear that sound, I get up, look out the window, grab my, if I see somebody spraying the wall, I grab my video camera, which I have really close to the window.
Are we violating any union rules by him having a TV camera in this studio? No. Okay.
You know, and if he's spraying the wall,
right,
I can see him, I videotape him.
Okay, and then what's the next thing you do?
Okay, after I videotape him,
yep,
I'll make a copy and I'll give it to the police.
And how many of the cops caught that you videotaped?
Well, we arrested and convicted 6.
6? And, like, what kind of punishment do they get for doing this stuff on buildings and sidewalks and fences in town here?
Well, anywhere from probation to, one guy got 18 months in jail.
Really?
Uh-huh. And one guy actually got 2 years in jail altogether. He was sentenced to 120 days, and about 20 months was suspended. Okay, then he violated his probation on May 15th.
Now, how do you know all this? Do you go to the courtroom and follow these things as they go through the process?
I try to keep up. I try to follow up on what happened to
I mean, do you
people.
go to the courtroom when the judge says 2 years, you go, yes? No.
No, I wasn't there that time. I went to the courtroom after he was convicted, and I researched it, and that's why I found out that he was sentenced to 600 days in jail. Okay, let's take a look at some of the videotape that Gary Reis has taken. This would be a person committing graffiti. Why we've obliterated this man's face or obscured his face, I don't know. What's he writing there? Can we tell? No, he's writing...
Tom Jones is in the house. No. Oh, something about cartoons. Yeah, yeah. And so then the police would take a look at this videotape, and of course the face wouldn't be blued out there, and we would be able to see, they'd be able to see who that person is and be on the lookout for him.
That's correct.
Why would it not be easier to call the police and say, hey, there's a guy doing this across the street right now, and they just come and nail him?
Usually he's done by the time they get there, he's already done.
Right.
He's already fled the scene. So you really can't do it that way. And I can't. That did happen, okay? The police did, I called the police one day.
Yeah.
The police came on bicycles, and they wanted me to come down there and identify the person.
Oh, no, please.
And I was too scared for my safety, so I said, no way.
Well, that brings up the point that your apartment's been shot up how many times now?
No, they broke my window, and they shot one shot into my door.
So, I mean, that guy who was on the videotape could have allegedly, supposedly, maybe allegedly been the guy who allegedly, supposedly shot up your door.
I don't think so. No, I don't think that he was the one that did that, no.
No. I said allegedly, supposedly, maybe.
No, they got the people that, after they shot at my door, okay, they were involved in a shootout with a security officer in my apartment complex who responded to that shot that he heard. So they shot outside the apartment complex, and 2 of the gang members were arrested, and I believe they both were convicted.
Okay. Keep up the good work, okay, Gary?
I will.
All right. Listen, America sleeps easier at night because of you, sir. Thank you. Gary Reis, folks, the graffiti bounty hunter in Southern California, and the rest of you take note of this methodology and act accordingly. Next, we'll meet James Warren and find out why colleagues in Washington call him the renegade D.C. columnist. We'll be right back after a short break.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
How much do you pay for a minute of long distance?
45 cents.
Oh, get out. About 60 cents.
Oh, about $1.50. I have no idea. I'm sure it's a lot.
85. Now, Sprint introduces a whole new way to save on long distance. Every evening and all weekend long, a minute is just 10 cents. It's that simple.
That looks like a dime.
1 minute, 2 minutes, 3.
E pluribus unum.
Who says a dime doesn't buy you anything anymore?
Call now for 10 cents a minute and get up to 100 minutes free.
Alpha 1, this is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Papa.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training and more.
Order anything here at the cafe, and you'll be assured of one thing. Light-tasting, delicious food. Because I'm cooking with something new. Crisco Natural Blend. A blend of pure canola and vegetable oils that reflects today's light living. With only 1 gram of saturated fat. I thought the leading blend was light. But this is lighter in color and taste. So bring in a healthy appetite. And remember, light taste is your order of the day.
Crisco Natural Blend. Because cooks who know, trust Crisco.
Can't be sure about where you stand. You can't be sure about what you plan. But you can be sure you can raise your hand. You can be sure to be dry. You can be sure to be dry.
Sure Solid has the most effective wetness-fighting ingredient you can buy, so you can be sure to be dry.
You can't be sure you can meet the demand. You can't be sure about where you land. You can be sure you can raise your hand. You can be sure to be dry. You can be sure to be dry.
Thursday, Eye to Eye. He was a Marine in Moscow. She was the KGB's bait. A spy story with an astonishing ending.
I still love him.
Eye to Eye, Thursday.
And then, what can you do when your children won't behave?
That's going to be a spanking.
48 Hours shows you what works, Thursday.
Take a look at The Late Show with David Letterman. See what all the excitement's about. Weeknights on CBS.
Need money for a new car? Ohio Auto Credit can help. If you can answer yes to these 3 questions, you are on your way to a new car or truck. Can you afford a minimum down payment? Do you have a job or steady income? Do you have an immediate need for a car today? In less than 4 hours from receipt of your application, you'll be on your way. So don't delay. Operators are on duty 24 hours a day to answer your questions. Call Ohio Auto Credit Help now. 1-800-393-CREDIT. 1-800-393-CREDIT. Because your credit is not as bad as you think.
We must give our children back their childhood. Working together, we can.
You have all heard the claim that Washington, D.C. is the ultimate insider's town. But this is the story of an outsider who has in many ways turned D.C. upside down. Meet Mr. James Warren, the D.C. bureau chief of the Chicago Tribune, who joins us tonight here at CBS. Who calls you the renegade here? Who defines you in that term?
I don't know. I don't think it's not the graffiti vigilante who.
No. He's busy saving America under his own terms. Yeah.
I've got my own problems. Nobody. That's one of the nicer things I've heard. It's usually been a little bit more disparaging by a certain elite, whose feathers have been a bit ruffled over the last year.
As I understand your methodology in working for the Tribune in Washington, and if I'm wrong, please correct me because I make mistakes. But you have decided to focus on the activities of certain members of the press in Washington who, in your view, use their position to advance themselves financially in ways that you feel, are, if not unlawful, certainly unethical. Would that be a fair way of stating it?
That's pretty fair. I got to town about a year ago. I quickly realized there was a whole lot I didn't know. I was very ignorant about and still remain very ignorant about. It's a complicated place. I still don't know a whole lot about job training programs and welfare, some of the stories I edit. And my main job really is editing. I also quickly found out that one of the most significant forces in Washington is just the status quo. It's why not much gets done on welfare, on entitlements. Not much is going to get done, I think, by these Republicans, no matter what they say. And I also found out that the status quo includes journalists, some of the more famous ones, taking rather significant sums of money, and the culture there is very forgiving of it. And in a way that I don't think most people outside of Washington would be if they really knew about what's going on. I mean, I got to town in about 2 months. Someone told me, well, you know that Leslie Stahl is speaking to a major insurance group and taking $20,000. I said, no. This is in the middle of the health care debate. We had a major American journalist taking significant
excuse
sums.
me. I understand what you're saying here. I've heard the stories, for example, that Britt Hume, who covered the White House for ABC, would often play tennis on Sunday morning with Mr. Bush when he was president of the United States. And I heard stories about, oh, who's the gal that covers the House for NBC News? I know her name.
Andrea Mitchell.
Andrea Mitchell.
Now the White House, yeah.
I believe at the time was living with Alan Greenspan. And,
still does.
And but would cover stories that would involve his
knows
role.
more about interest rates than any person in America.
This is true, and finds them out at the most interesting times, right?
3 in the morning.
And I said to myself, you know, I wonder if that is proper, because as I understand journalists, having worked in that vineyard once and still considering myself in some ways to be one, although I don't do news on a daily basis, it seems to me that the people in government are not the ones we're supposed to chum with.
Yeah, well,
it seems to me the ones that we're supposed to chum with are the folks who watch the programs and read the columns.
It's the same thing in your business, and you know this much better than I. Whatever you're covering as a reporter, whether it's the entertainment industry or high finance or Washington politics, there's a real tension between, on one hand, getting to know people and cultivating sources, and then becoming too chummy.
That's correct.
I think, yeah, maybe you go out to dinner once with Tom Snyder, talk show host, but maybe the 10th or 20th time in the 15th tennis game and you're on a first-name basis,
right.
It's less likely that you're going to sock him in the nose when he deserves to be socked in the nose.
Exactly correct.
So it's very difficult. In a town like that, access is very much prized. It's something, you know, it's a badge of honor to say that I watched a movie with Bill and Hillary in the private screening room last week. Well, okay, once, but maybe the second or third
Every week,
time,
though, that's a little suspect.
It'll be a little bit difficult for you to be too critical.
So I can understand that kind of criticism, but now Leslie Stahl taking 20 G's to speak to an insurance meeting, I guess the only problem I might have is if she would do a story on 60 Minutes involving insurance fraud or insurance regulation. Yeah, there would be a conflict.
Well, I think I wouldn't be quite as forgiving. I say particularly since she's working for a news department that would cover those issues, since the insurance company may have a range of issues of interest to them before Congress. I think you just say that you don't do any sort of business. You don't have a business transaction with anybody whom you might specifically cover or whose general interests, and particularly lobbying interests, you might have some involvement with.
All right. Now, I want to move on here, James, to the main event, and that would be Cokie Roberts, because I believe in your columns in the Chicago Tribune, you have conducted what is called the Cokie Watch on occasion, where you track her record, her activities, things that she and I guess her husband do that you think are improper. And they would include payments, rather large payments, for services rendered in the way of personal appearances.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting sort for people who don't know. And one thing I found out from the letters and cards and phone calls I've gotten, a lot of people out there don't realize a lot of the stuff that goes on in our business. And that's almost endemic to. In the case of Cokie Roberts, she is very much a child of the Washington culture. Dad was a famous congressman. He passed away. Mom became a famous congressman. She really grew up at the knee of a lot of famous people who then subsequently, having become friends with them, she then covered. And now I think has a difficult time as she tries to both cover them and maintain unabashedly sort of a social life with them. And so you've got that, having Al Gore, the vice president, over for a party. Several weeks ago, actually hosting an Al Gore Awards presentation ceremony to federal workers. I mean, this was a ceremony for federal workers, thanking them for doing good deeds. And here was a reporter serving as the host. At the same time, she's one of the more sought-after people on the lecture circuit. Her stated fee is 30 grand.
Really?
Yeah, stated fee is 30 grand.
Well, if she comes here, she gets 400.
That's
so
right.
I guess we're pretty much out of the running.
First-class airfare. Now, I sat in coach coming out here.
We're coming up only 29,600 short. Yeah.
And the first-class airfare.
There's no chance on that, by the way. Pass the word.
Fine.
Yeah.
But also did a lot of work before health care groups in the middle of the debate. And remember, she was covering Congress where health care was a significant issue. So I don't think you'd be taking money from health care groups. And a couple of months ago in Chicago, cut her husband in on a very, very nice deal. They took for a joint appearance $45,000 from a Chicago bank. Pretty good money.
It's pretty good money, but in an age where a former president, Ronald Reagan, gets $2 million to go to Japan and make a talk, where Gerald Ford, the former president, I believe, charges $20,000 for an appearance on the... I mean, everybody's in it for the money. Everybody's in it.
But one difference, as you know, having dealt with a lot of us for a long time, is that we're sort of setting ourselves apart, judging you folks, judging people in the public eye. and often assessing the ethical standards of lots of folks. And I think for us not to even keep on the same keel as the people we judge. In the case of politicians, they can't take that money. There's a ban in Congress on honoraria. So Tim Russert of NBC's Meet the Press could in October appear before the American Bankers Association and interview Bob Dole of Kansas, the Senate Majority Leader, and Bob Rubin, now the Treasury Secretary, and get about $20,000 for a 20-minute appearance, and neither Dole nor Rubin could take a penny. A better example, how about this one?
How about a commercial and then a better example? I appreciate it. James Warren of the Chicago Tribune, and stuff about people who work on radio and television doing things that, in his view, and I must say in mine too, they really shouldn't do this sort of thing. Back at 800-95-CBS-TV for your opinions, calls, comments, and reviews after these messages.
The proper use of modern dental equipment continues to elude the majority of dogs. Happily, there's delicious Milk-Bone dog biscuits. Chewy snacks can contribute to tartar buildup. Milk-Bone is proven to help fight it. Give your dog something to smile about.
If your battery is more than 3 years old, this could be you. Or you could get the next generation of Die-Hard battery at Sears, starting at just $59.99. A small price to pay, considering the alternative.
I'm going to put something in front of you, Kathleen, okay? What do you smell?
I don't smell anything.
That's a bad cold you got there. I have a nasal spray I want to give you. Now, what do you smell?
I smell orange.
Yeah.
This is wild. Tristan.
Tristan 12-hour nasal spray.
This stuff works.
Hey, Mr. Butterman. Trish ready yet?
Trish was raised to appreciate Duracell batteries.
Batteries are batteries, Moo.
Open. The copper top. Tops them all.
Music Scoop, brought to you by new Nestle Punch-A-Crunch.
Sybil Sin and Christopher Little of The Point have sharpened their very modern musical style by borrowing from the past. Influences from the Beatles and The Cure can be heard on their debut album, Fingernoid Slink. So if you want to learn what the future of pop sounds like, don't miss The Point. I'm Dave Kendall for Music Scoop.
They're poppable and handy, for munching they're just dandy. The crunchy chocolate candy, new Nestle Bunch-A-Crunch. Get your hands on some new Nestle Bunch-A-Crunch.
I have always aspired to be a woman of uncompromising taste. So I use Coffee Mate to make my coffee rich and creamy. You wouldn't expect me to compromise, now would you? Coffee Mate. Your coffee never had it so good.
It's time to get the message out to criminals. Guardian Protection will install a professional, police-directed alarm in your home absolutely free. No gimmick. All you pay is our standard $24.95 monthly monitoring fee. Plus, I'll guarantee you'll be 100% satisfied in the first 30 days, or I'll remove it. So call 1-800-PROTECT. That's 1-800-PROTECT. Guardian Protection's free installation. America's best alarm value, period.
Presenting Marvin the Magnificent!
Hey! Al, listen, there's just too much of these Encore Salisbury steaks for one magician. I can't make these juicy flame-broiled steaks disappear all by myself.
But you're magnificent.
Maybe call him Marvin.
Marvin! Encore's a 2-pound family-size entree.
I just can't make a family appear.
I can. Mine'll appear at your place 6 tonight. Oh, I can't tackle all this Encore lasagna. 7 tomorrow. I'll bring my team.
For tasting more, it's Encore.
We are back with James Warren of the Chicago Tribune, and from Chicago, here is Sean on the toll-free. Hello.
Hey, hi there.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Why are you up?
Why am I up? Because I love your show, Tom.
Thank you. Say hi to James Warren, he's right here.
Hey, James. How you doing?
Very good.
Okay. Well, here's my question. I guess basically it boils down to, why are you doing this? Because the press seems so very protective of itself in most cases, and they have loads of rhetoric about why they do what they do and, you know, why they can get away with doing what they do. And I'm amazed that you're being so specific about the people that you're nailing and the amounts and things like that.
But, I mean, Sean, aren't you astounded to find out that some of this stuff is going on? I mean, I know it goes on. I'm not astounded by it, but I'm sometimes ashamed of things that people in my business do. in the name of furthering journalism, in the name of padding their own resumes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's two different things, furthering journalism and padding their own resumes.
Well, but in many cases, it's one and the same, trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, it seems to me that we who broadcast and we who write should be on your side, and not on the side of the politician, and not on the side of the other media members, but rather on the side of the people, who in many cases in this country are getting the shaft. But your own motivation for it.
Yeah, Sean, I mean, there are a lot of people who've been bad-rapping me who I've been not terribly complimentary of, portray me as this big self-promoter who's trying to bring some attention to an allegedly second-rate bureau and make it sound as if this is some messianic impulse on my part. That's just baloney. I spend most of my time as an administrator, as a manager. I'm a boss for about 20 people. I spend about an hour or two a week doing some reporting, but...
They probably don't make any speaking engagements for money, do they?
We can't.
Oh, you can't?
Well, the Chicago Tribune does not allow you. We cannot. The only places we can speak to for money are on college campuses. But I think if there's anything, Sean, that strikes me, it is our often grotesque hypocrisy. I mean, we sit there and editorialize and pontificate about, the ethics of people in public places and their little conflicts, be it a Dan Rostenkowski or a Mike Espy, the agriculture secretary, took a couple Bulls tickets, and here we are taking huge sums from folks we actually cover.
You know, I interviewed Rostenkowski last week, and I was thinking afterwards, he was there for, what, 34 years?
Yeah.
And he got away with $640,000? I mean, it's the chicken feed, in the grand scheme of things.
Hey, here's one for you, Sean. Here's an inside Washington tale. I was in the White House several months ago. Doesn't that sound impressive? I was talking to Abner Mikva, former Chicago congressman, great former Illinois legislator, was a judge the last 10 years, and now is Clinton's lawyer. He's the White House counsel. And you remember, I don't know if you ever saw a movie called Dave with Kevin Fine.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right.
Great picture.
The president is sworn in by Abner Mikva. He got $1,500 for doing a cameo. He gave the $1,500 to charity. The day I interviewed him, he just got on the subject, oh, all you hypocrites, and he showed me his mail from that day, which included from Time Warner, the media giant, a residual check that Mikva had just got in that day for his cameo appearance, $9.84. The second part of the story is, under White House ethics rules, he can't keep the $9.84. So he's saying, now here are you guys taking $5 grand and $10 grand and $20 grand from anybody. I can't even take the $9.84.
Sean, I'm glad you called, and thanks for staying up late.
Sure, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye. Here is Ken in Glide, Oregon. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you back on the air again.
Thank you, but you can't be watching us in Oregon right now.
Yes, I am. I got on satellite.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
That's where I picked you up.
Where are we, on G719?
Yes.
Very good.
G719, and I could pick you up at other places, too.
Well, off air, you'll tell me where, because I go home and I can't find myself. Here's James. Say hello.
Well, hi, James.
Did you have a question, Ken?
Yes, I do.
Now would be the time to ask it.
I see the Democrats won't let this book deal go on Gingrich, and they're spraying their venom all over and getting free press and free airtime everywhere they want to go. And if it was a Republican, if it was a Democrat, they would have let it go a long time ago. And I just wonder what you thought about it.
Well, in all due respect, my friend, if you remember, there was a Democrat, former House Speaker, Jim Wright, who lost his job because of a book deal. So it cuts both ways sometimes.
Yes, it does. Ken, I'm glad you called, and thanks for watching us on satellite tonight.
Okay.
All right.
See you every night.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Keep watching.
You bet.
All right. Bye-bye.
Better off than our friends in Washington. I think you're on. I was checking the Washington Post this morning.
I don't even want you to talk about it.
I think after Highway Patrol.
That's correct. We come on after stories of the Highway Patrol, and thank you for sharing that information with our viewers. But we're working on it. We do the best we can.
One of your young producers did not know who Broderick Crawford was.
You're kidding. No, it's not Broderick Crawford. It's true stories of the Highway Patrol.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but it's not Broderick
Crawford.
Crawford.
Black and white.
Been dead for some time.
No, I know.
Yeah. James Warren, thank you for being with us tonight. James is the bureau chief for the Chicago Tribune in Washington, D.C., trying to keep journalism in the nation's capital more honest. We'll be right back after these messages.
How fast can you begin to feel relief from a cold? Depends. How fast can you open a Hall's with vapor action? Hall's vapor action means instant action. Only from the halls of medicine.
Chew on this. Down in Austin, the hottest places to eat ribs are the hardest places to brush your teeth. Now chew on this. Chewing Trident with NutraSweet after meals can actually help you fight cavities. So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident.
I have one full-time job and 3 full-time kids.
Oshkosh B'gosh sales associate Anna Dragovich.
I know how to sell kids' clothes. My kids know how to stain them. You wouldn't dare use bleach on these colors, right? Oshkosh knows bright colors, and we suggest new Tide with bleach.
Tide's activated bleaching system is unbeatable at removing many tough stains. And now it has a special new ingredient that helps keep cotton colors bright, wash after wash.
You could have that garment for a very long time.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
So when your children look good, it makes you feel good.
Everybody needs some money sometime.
When you need to send money fast, only Western Union lets you send it from home.
Hello?
Rita. Just call 1-800-CALL-CASH. Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
I could have sent the money Western Union. Did you really need the money today? Just tell me. If you had told me you needed the money really fast, I would have sent it Western
If you didn't send the money Western Union,
Tell me these things anyway. What's so
did you
important
really
about
send the money?
Just tell them to wait.
Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
Hello, I'm Brent. I'm here to help you relax. Listen to the waves and relax. Oh, no. Hey, Bud Light. All right, okay, calm down now. Relax. Ow! What are you... Ow! Oh, that's it, pal. I just wanted a Bud Light. Score 1 for the relaxation king.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
You know I'm not attached.
Make it a Bud Light.
Need money for a new car? Ohio Auto Credit can help. If you can answer yes to these 3 questions, you are on your way to a new car or truck. Can you afford a minimum down payment? Do you have a job or steady income? Do you have an immediate need for a car today? In less than 4 hours from receipt of your application, you'll be on your way, so don't delay. Operators are on duty 24 hours a day to answer your questions. Call Ohio Auto Credit Help now. 1-800-393-CREDIT. 1-800-393-CREDIT. Because your credit is not as bad as you think.
Charmin presents Evie Discovers Makeup.
Evie! Evie, are you in there?
Evie is about to discover something that feels as soft as the leading regular facial tissue, squeezably softer than any other bathroom tissue. It's Charmin Ultra.
Evie, what are you doing? Oh, Evie.
So cleaning all that stuff off,
That's quite a color.
is even softer.
Little bitty pretty one.
It's not just softer, it's Charmin Ultra.
I am very late. I'll have to show you the nice ad they ran for radio in USA Today tomorrow night. I hope you'll join Elliot Forrest and myself on radio at 800-890-9990. Tomorrow, former Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders drives safely on the way home. Thank you all for watching, and sleep tight, America. Good night, all.
Later tonight, the death toll mounts in Japan with an American among the victims. Plus, Louis Farrakhan's threat to sue the government. On CBS News, up to the minute.
The ultimate ex-wife makes the ultimate demand.
You want Jimmy to father your child?
And the law may be on her side.
She can just kidnap my sperm?
Picket fences Friday.